Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Good morning. Reading few verses from the Sri Vṛndāvana Mahimamrita by Prabodhananda Saraswati. This is from the second Shataka. Vṛndaranye varam syam krimir api paramaha nochit ananda dehaha rankopi syam atulyaha param ihana paratrat bhutananda bhutihi. Sunyopi syam iha Sri Hari bhajana lavenati tuchartha matre labdho nanyatra gopijana ramana padambuja diksha sukepi. This is nice one. I would rather live in Vrindavan as an insect than live elsewhere as a liberated soul with an eternal body full of knowledge and bliss. I would rather live in Vrindavan as the poorest of the poor than live elsewhere with unlimited opulences. I would rather live in Vrindavan as a person devoid of any tinge of devotion to Sri Hari than live elsewhere with a desire to attain the happiness of serving the lotus feet of Krishna, the lover of the gopis. Pretty much, Prabodhananda Saraswati is saying the invalidity, uselessness of staying anywhere else other than in Vrindavan. Divyaneka vichitra pushpa palavadvali tarunam tatir divyaneka mayura kokila sukhadi ananda madhyat kalaha divyaneka sarasarid girivara pratyagra kunjavali divya kanchana ratna bhumi rapimam vrindavane amohayat. My mind has certainly been enchanted by the various divine, wonderful trees and creepers of Vrindavan, the blissful, overwhelming sounds of the various transcendental birds of Vrindavan, like the peacock and parrots, the fresh groves of Vrindavan, decorated with various transcendental lakes, rivers, mountains, and the transcendental jewel-studded golden land of Vrindavan. Cows, buffalo, peacocks, parrots, ducks, cranes, bees, squirrels, monkeys, donkeys, and dogs are always visible moving about Vrindavana. Although their bodies are materially constituted and subject to the laws of material nature, birth, old age, disease, and death, these same creatures exist in the spiritual world, in spiritual bodies made of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. In Goloka Vrindavana, the animals bring happiness to Radha and Krishna by their selfless service. Sri Krishna himself keeps a variety of animals, including pet oxen, deer, dogs, parrots, a peacock, a swan, and a pet monkey named Dilloa, greedy of yogurt. Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī also has her favorite animals, which include pet Surabhi cow, an old monkey named Kakī, a dove, an elephant, a Jakorī bird, and a chubby pet cat called Tundi, and a pet swan named Tundi, who is fond of swimming in Rādhā-kuṇḍa. Sukhmatī and Subha are Radharani's parrots that can perfectly imitate Lalitā Devi's playful jokes, which she tells to the divine couple. By this wonderful repetition, the birds astonish the gopis. A devotee with knowledge of Radha and Krishna's transcendental pastimes will relish sweet reminiscences upon seeing the colorful assortment of Vrindavan's wildlife. These happy animals exist in divine harmony that can't be encountered elsewhere. In one of the last purports that he wrote, Srila Prabhupada wonderfully explained the unique quality of the animal life in Vṛndāvana. So these happy animals exist in the divine harmony. Even among the animals, there is harmony in presence of Radharani in Vrindavan and of course in the spiritual world. Even though the animals can be of two different opposing nature, may appear as enemies or food for the other one in this world, but in Vrindavan and in spiritual world, they are friendly, they are harmony. Yesterday I was going on a walk through the trail and close by, and there was a rabbit. It's been chased by a fox. So the rabbit was trying to escape and run as much as possible, and the fox was chasing. And it was sad to see how the rabbit was trying to save his life from this animal, different animal. But in spiritual world, in Vrindavan, the animal lives in harmony. Harmony. The point is, if animal of different nature and different breed can live in harmony, why can't a human of same breed live in harmony? That's the point that we should understand from here. Everyone is happy in this in the Vrindavan. The word vana means forest. We are afraid of the forest and do not wish to go there. But in Vrindavana, the forest animals are as good as demigods, for they have no envy. Envy develops because of sense gratification. But in Vrindavana, there is no sense gratification, for the only aim is Krishna's satisfaction. So we may think, where is the sense gratification comes into envying another devotee, another person? Because senses are five that we always um, read, that is by touch, by seeing, by hearing, by tasting, by speaking, and by smelling, and so forth. Where are we going to get envy of these five senses? The chief of all senses is our mind. So mind is where the biggest problem. So we may see envy become envious of another devotee when another devotee is being praised, another devotee is doing well in his Krishna, in or her Krishna consciousness, um, or if we feel that someone else is doing better than me, I've been praised all these days. Now this new devotee has come and he's taken over all my positions and names and prestige and everything, then we feel envy of the other person. We shouldn't feel. First of all, if we are devotee, we should not have such feelings. But unfortunately, as we are in this world, we are not pure devotees. Sometimes those thoughts also creep into us, and that may spoil the bhakti and completely destroy the beautiful garden of Krishna consciousness within our heart. Therefore, we have to be very careful in this way. When someone else is doing better in doing some services or in whatever, we should be thinking that Krishna is showing some special mercy on that particular devotee, um, and be happy about it. And we should try to assist the devotee in the best way that we could, rather than thinking that I'm not going to support the devotee, I'm not going to help the devotee, because if I do that, he will become great devotee in the eyes of others. Therefore, let him do on his own, and I am going to restrict myself from my support. Supporting the devotee is not a good way of Krishna consciousness. That is not Krishna consciousness at all. We should understand that part. Therefore, envy develops because of sense gratification of our mind, especially. But in Vrindavana, there is no sense gratification. Because why? We are all working towards our one goal. That one goal is simply to satisfy Radha Krishna. They are happy, we are happy. And they ultimately that's what we need to work towards, not that whether I am happy or I am unhappy. If we are thinking like that, then we are still in the basic beginner stage in Krishna consciousness. Right? We are not grown in Krishna consciousness. It's just years past, but really we have not got into Krishna consciousness yet. So that's the point that we should very well remember when we are doing services, when we are associating with the devotees, that ultimate goal, if Krishna is satisfied, if someone doing that service, that's very good. Krishna, by the way, without Krishna's sanction, nothing is going to happen. That if Krishna has approved that person to do some service or be in certain position, that Krishna's choice. It's not my choice. It's not that other person's choice. It's Krishna's choice to select his devotees to do certain activities. So we shouldn't feel envious. We shouldn't feel jealousy about all these different things. Rather, Krishna, it's your program. You run the way that you want to. Be happy. So we just have to be happy about that part. So here, even in this material world, the animals in Vrindavana are not envious of the sadhus who live there. The sadhus keep cows and supply milk to the tigers, saying, "Come here, take a little milk." Thus, envy and malice are unknown in Vrindavana. That is the difference between Vrindavana and the ordinary world. We are horrified to hear the name forest, but in Vrindavana, there is no such horror. Everyone there is happy by pleasing Krishna. Whether a Goswami or tiger or other ferocious animal, everyone's business is the same to please Krishna. In Vrindavana, everyone is happy. The calf is happy, the cat is happy, the dog is happy, the man is happy. Everyone is happy. Everyone wants to serve Krishna in a different capacity, and thus there is no envy. One may sometimes think that the monkey in Vrindavan are envious because they cause mischief and steal food. But in Vrindavana, we find that the monkeys are allowed to take butter, which Krishna himself distributed. Krishna personally demonstrated that everyone has the right to live. In this, this is Vrindavana life. The inhabitants of Vrindavana think whatever is given by Krishna, let us divide it as prasadam and eat. And that's exactly what Krishna's pastimes are. When we see Krishna stealing butter, we don't see that we don't see that he just takes it and then eats by himself. He give it to everyone. Hmm. Therefore, when we get some mercy of Krishna, it is not just we take it and hide it to ourselves, we distribute to others. Even if we get a service opportunity, we try to engage others and distribute to others in such a way that others also get Krishna prasadam in the form of mercy. But that's what has been exhibited by this pastime of Krishna stealing butter, but then not stealing butter for his own enjoyment, but he distributes to others. As described in the Brahma Samhita, Surabhi Apipalayantam, Lord Krishna on his planet Goloka Vrindavana engages in tending the Surabhi cows. These cows are the Lord's pet animals. Sri Veera Raghava Acharya cites one verse to explain the identity of the cows inhabited Bhauma. I think this Veera Raghava Acharya is from the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, if I'm right. He has given a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam as well. That's another beautiful commentary, but I'm not sure if it's the same Veera Raghava Acharya. Anyway, Sri Veerarahavacharya cites one verse to explain the identity of the cows inhabiting Bhauma, earthly Vrindavana during Krishna's manifest pastimes. O demigods, even great sages following the order of Vishnu appeared in the form of cows and calves to please the supreme personality of Godhead by delivering milk. These cows that Krishna was playing and having fun and grazing them are not ordinary cows. They are all the devatas. They descended into Krishna's pastime. The beautiful cows were, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, the beautiful cows were of various checkered colors: red, black, green, yellow, ash, etc. And because of their colors and healthy smiling features, the atmosphere was enlivening. While crawling in curiosity, Krishna and Balarama would sometimes catch the ends of the tail of the calves. The calves, feeling that someone had caught them, would begin to flee here and there, and the babies would hold on very tightly, being afraid of how the calves were moving. Then the ladies would come to rescue the babies and laugh. Srila Rupa Goswami cites one example to show the depth of Sri Radha's mercy. Seeing a calf with its mouth pierced by a sharp straw, Sri Radha felt very unhappy. With tears in her eyes, Radha immediately dressed the calf's wound with red kumkum. Last set. Every morning at approximately 6:30 a.m., Sri Gopala enters Nanda Maharaj cow shed to milk the transcendental cows. As Krishna, this is interesting, hundreds and thousands of eternal eternal souls in the spiritual world are serving the Lord, especially in Sri Vaikuntham, where the Lord has been served by many, even Lakshmis. If that is such a great Lord, is coming here and getting up in the morning at 6:30 a.m., he goes to milk the cows. What type of God he is? As Krishna calls each cow, they respond by mooing and immediately surround Krishna. Then Sri Krishna bends down, holding a golden milk pail between his knees and milks some cows. Krishna directs the cowherd boys to milk other cows, and he lovingly carries the cows in between milking. Govinda also ensures that each and every calf drinks milk to its full satisfaction. Vishaka, showing where Krishna was milking the cows, said to Radha, resting on the front of his feet, grasping the grasping the udder between his thumb and finger, spraying himself with two or three stray drops and making a charming streak of milk poured into the pale balance between his arched knees. Dhamodara milks the Surabhi cow. You just have to imagine that Krishna is kneeling down between his thighs. He keeps a milk container and sprays some water on the udder of the cow and start milking with his finger, thumb finger and the other finger. Out of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī's ecstatic love for Krishna, she sometimes acted just like an addled person and attempted to churn yogurt, although there was no yogurt in the pot. And seeing this, Krishna became so enchanted by Radha and he began to milk the bull instead of a cow. Oh, that's beautiful. We'll stop here and continue tomorrow. Again, reading this beautiful pastimes of Krishna in Vṛndāvan, especially dealing with the cows. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Let's continue chanting.